Australia 101. Everything you need to know to be Australian.
Subject-verb agreement. Subject-verb agreement means that subjects and verbs must always agree in number. Not only does a verb change its form to tell time, but it also can change its form to indicate how many subjects it has. For example, take the verb run. When we are in the present tense, the verb run changes form to show that its subject is singular when its subject is anything but I or you. Study the following chart. First person. Singular subject. I run. Plural subject. We run. Second person. Singular subject. You run. Plural subject. You all run. Third person. Singular subject. He runs, she runs, the boy runs. Plural subjects. They run. Did you notice that in the third person singular, an S was added to the verb form? The fact is that all present tense verbs have an S added to them when the subject is third person singular. Think for a moment about the verbs walk, run, eat, sleep, try, study, and work. Now, give these verbs the subject I. I walk. I run. I eat. The pronoun I is the only word that can be a first-person subject. Likewise, the word you is the only word that can be a second-person subject. The present tense verb for you remains the same as for I. You walk, you run, you eat. However, when we change the subject I or you to he or the cat, we must add an S to each verb. The cat walks, the cat runs, the cat eats, etc. This is a simple rule that most of us automatically use without even thinking, and it applies to every singular third-person verb in the entire English language, from walker walks to runner runs to laugh laughs to cry cries. This also includes the helping verbs do does, is or are, and has or have. While we are not likely to write or speak the following sentences, I walks, they walks, the cat walk, if we do, we create a subject-verb agreement error. Subject-verb agreement errors are very serious and signal that the writer does not have mastery over the English language. Thus, it is important that writers understand the following 13 different situations that might cause subject-verb agreement errors. Because of these special situations, there are 13 corresponding rules to ensure that our subjects and verbs always agree in number. 13 Rules of Subject-Verb Agreement. 1. Two or more subjects joined by and are considered plural and require a verb form without an S. Example, Jan, John, and Bob walk to the store. Bob and his brothers walk to the store. 2. If a subject is modified by the words each or every, that subject is singular and will take a verb form that ends in S. Example, each boy and girl walks to the store. 3. If plural subjects are joined by or, nor, or but, the verb must only agree with the subject that is closest to it. Example, either Bob or his brother walks to the store. Neither Bob nor his brothers walk to the store. Not Bob, but his brothers walk to the store. Not Bob, but his brother walks to the store. 4. Indefinite pronouns are usually singular and take a verb form that ends in S. You will find a list of indefinite pronouns at the end of this handout. Example, everyone walks to the store. Everything comes back eventually. 5. The subject of a verb is never in a prepositional or verbal phrase. Therefore, you must isolate the phrase and find the proper subject. Example, the mother duck with all of her little ducklings, walks to the store. The mother duck, including all her ducklings, walks to the store. 6. Some indefinite pronouns and nouns will be singular or plural depending on the object of the prepositional phrase. These words are always about number or amount, such as all, half, some, none, most, part, etc. Example: some of the students are gone. Some of the cake is gone. The mother duck and all of her ducklings walk to the store. 7. When a collective noun, such as family, group, committee, or class, is the subject, the verb will end in s. Example: my family with all my crazy cousins always walks to the store. 8. A few nouns, such as economics, mumps, measles, or news end in s, but are considered singular. You can tell these s words are singular because if you take the s away, you don't have a noun. For example, economic and new are adjectives that describe a noun. Mump and measle just don't make any sense. Example: economics is her favorite subject. 9. When the subject is a unit of measurement of time, distance, money, weight, etc. The unit is considered singular, and the verb will end in s. Example: 10 pounds of chocolate is too much to eat at once. 13 feet of kite string tangles very easily. 10. In a question or in a sentence that begins with there or here, the verb will often come before the subject. Example: where is my sweater? There are my sweaters. 11. The verb must agree only with the subject. Example: the biggest problem we face is all the squirrels that have rabies around here. 12. Gerunds-ing words can be subjects and follow all the same rules above. Example: running with ducks is my favorite sport. Running to the store and flying through the air are my favorite sports. 13. When using who, that or which, you must look to the noun these relative pronouns are referring to in order to determine whether the subject is singular and will have a verb ending in s, or is plural and have a verb without an s. Example: the girls who eat cake are happy. The girl who eats cake is happy. Words that can cause confusion with subject-verb agreement. Indefinite pronouns that always take a singular verb form. Anybody, anyone, anything, each, either, everybody, everyone, everything, neither, nobody, no one, nothing, one, somebody, someone, something. Peculiar pronouns and nouns that can be singular or plural depending upon context. Notice these all refer to amount. All, most, some, none, half, part. Common prepositions. Remember, a subject never shows up in a prepositional phrase, but these phrases often come between a subject and its verb. About, above, across, after, among, around, as, at, because of, before, behind, below, beneath, beside, between, by, during, except, for, from, in spite of, into, like, near, of, on, onto, over, past, through, till, to, toward, under, until, up, upon, with, without. Pronoun agreement. Pronouns that take the place of a noun must be either plural or singular, just like the noun they represent. Example: everyone has his or her own way of thinking. Correct. Everyone has their own way of thinking. Incorrect. All the rules of pronoun agreement are based on the rules of subject-verb agreement. Pronouns must also agree in person. Example: I love the beach because I can get a good tan. Correct. I love the beach because you can get a good tan. Incorrect.